We're always searching for something, aren't we? Always asking what we should do, which path to take. As children, which game or sports to play in high school or college, which career path to pursue. As young adults, which job offer to accept, to marry or not, and to whom. In later years, like myself, when to retire. We're always searching, looking for a better way, the best life, so to be as happy as possible. What's more, now with the AI revolution upon us, there's increasing challenges to know what's really true. Someone showed me recently a picture on Facebook of Jonathan Rooney from The Chosen, some of you may know, and he's shaking hands with Pope Leo in St. Peter's Square. And my first thought was, did that really happen? Is that true? I mention these things to focus our attention on what Jesus says in the gospel here that we just heard. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I remember in and around my personal faith conversion, my conviction that Jesus was really God and was really personal. We can know him. And as I eventually, it would be a few years later, as I eventually came to see the church as the one true church, I remember thinking how arrogant that sounded for the Catholic Church to claim that only through Jesus and his church did anyone come to the Father. What about others who I personally knew were deeply spiritual and loved God and were good people, but were not Catholic? I remember thinking, how can that be? Surely there are many ways to God. John Paul II used to say, and I love this, one of my favorite quotes. He used to say, Jesus Christ is the answer to which every human life is the question. Almost like a Jeopardy thing going on there. Jesus Christ is the answer to which every human life is the question. He alone is the answer to the deepest and most important questions of life. So which path to take? Talk to Jesus. Remain close to him, and he'll guide you. What's true? Stay close to Jesus, and you'll know what's true. How can I truly be happy? Stay close to Jesus, and you'll live the best life possible. These may be simple prescriptions, but they're not easy to follow, are they? So, how are we to understand that Jesus is in fact the way and the truth and the life, so that we may enjoy eternal life in the place that he has prepared for us? Well, for one, we begin with faith. We attest through faith that the gospel assertion is true. There aren't many ways. And even if we don't understand this, we believe. St. Augustine would say, crede ut intelligas. Believe that you may understand. And later, St. Anselm would speak about faith, seeking understanding. It starts with faith, and then we come to understand. We come to a deeper experience and knowledge and understanding of God through faith. And for Catholics, we come to more deeply understand, love, and experience and share in the life of God through the Church and the treasures found within her, most especially the sacraments where we receive God's grace, where, like I like to say, where our grace tanks are filled. And when we cooperate with that grace, come to know the way, the truth, and the life. In and through participation in the Church and all that she provides and offers is the surest path to remaining close to Jesus. Theologians will talk about the transcendence of God. God who is so far out there, so far above us, beyond our comprehension, that it's hard in some ways to imagine and to understand. But they also speak of the immanence of God, God who is within the created order, with us. And we understand Jesus, who is God in this way, the transcendent God who became man. And I bring this up because it's in the Church. It's in the Catholic Church that we can see this most vividly. It's in the Church that we find the on-ramp to knowing what's true and what leads most assuredly to eternal life. And it's our ever-deepening faith that helps us understand. Through faith, we see how important, good, and proper it is to maintain a reverence and unparalleled respect for God, how we ought to be disposed to falling down on our knees in adoration before Him, He who sustains us at every moment of our life. Through faith, we see how important it is to know, cultivate, and experience God's love for us, His love carried out in its fullest expression in the Catholic Church. On the altar at every Mass unfolds the supreme example of this relationship between God, who is so out there, His transcendence, the transcendence of God, yet God who is with us. We're privileged to encounter in a mysterious way Jesus, who shows us the way, the best way, in fact, to navigate our life journey. And in a few moments, we'll have the opportunity, once again, to approach God, who is so awesome and incomprehensible, yet at the same time, we'll see Him, touch and taste and receive Him. He who is truly and substantially present. He who is the way, the truth, and the life.